Happy Monday. I'm just working on my square body here, so I figured I would jump on here since it's taking me forever to take this front end off this thing. If you guys have ever worked on this, taking these trucks apart, you understand what I'm talking about here. Kind of an ordeal, so figured I'd jump on here and see if I could catch anybody today. If anybody's bored, you guys want to talk shop or whatever, we can talk square body stuff or whatever. So, man, there's a lot of bolts on these things. I forget, actually. It's been a while since I've taken one of these apart, since I built that first green square body on my channel there. It's been a long time, so I don't remember there being as many bolts as there was, to be honest. But I also had somebody helping me, so they were doing 50% of the work. Sorry, it's going to get loud here and there. I need more magnetic trays. I think my son took a couple of mine. All right. So it's like really hard to get at a lot of these bolts on this ordeal here. Lots and lots of hidden gems here. It's like you got to like do a handstand and get behind here and try to access all these bolts. It's a 1973, so I guess what is that? 27 years? Or wait, that was bad math. 53 years. Something like that, 52, 53. Weren't you in here last night, Peter? Man, these things suck to get at. Kills the arms. I wasn't actually going to do anything with this truck, I'm not going to lie, but I decided that because you could get the fenders off without the bumper coming off, because these front bumpers are horrible to take off. So if you could take the fenders off without the front bumper, which I couldn't remember if you could, I thought you could, but I had to do some searching, and you can. So I decided I'm going to replace some body stuff on this thing. So I'm recording my video today, but I figured I would jump on here and see if anybody was online today here. Usually Mondays are slow or whatever, but I figured I'd dip on here for a little bit anyways and see what's happening. I figured not too many people would be here today, but jump on here and see what's up. Where are you from again, Peter? You were on here last night, right? Same guy? What's up, Skip? It's a 73, yep. What's up, Brad? If you guys are coming in here and spamming, you're going to get blocked. I'm taking the front end. I'm taking both fenders, doors. This truck needs floor pans, doors, fenders. It needs a rear bumper and a bunch of metal work and stuff. So I'm taking this front cap off right now. That's kind of my plan here anyways. I'm over in Oklahoma. Nice. I like the Blazers. I actually almost bought a Blazer a few weeks ago here. I've been looking for one. It's actually hard to find the pre-1980 Blazers. Nice. I like the convertible ones. They're hard to find though, for sure. Definitely not many of them left around, I don't think, that aren't totally rusted out. I'd buy a rusty one and just fix it, but I don't want one too rusty. I still like to be able to do it in a sensible amount of time. This truck was actually pretty rust-free, honestly. I mean, it's got the typical little bit of rust here and there, but fairly rust-free, and it's still kind of a pain to take apart, so don't get discouraged. Oh, yeah, it needs a head gasket, too, so once these fenders are off, we'll probably do the head gasket while there's easier access. Man, so I got a load of stuff from LMC truck. Need to put inner rockers, floor pans, and then, I don't know, I'm thinking about maybe painting it. Yeah, very hard to find. Where are you at there, Bruce? Somewhere in the US, I'm assuming. Is it in decent condition? Not too many of the desert ones around. I actually was trying to buy one in Arizona not that long ago, but it wasn't running and driving. The body was pretty decent. The guy said it was rusty, but I mean, compared to the Midwest, rust is not really a thing. What's up there? Nihar, or whatever your name is there. LMC truck definitely is the best for parts. I think they fit the best. I have tried the Amazon parts before, and the better quality ones fit not too bad, but it's not. Yeah, I'm in the USA. Yep, I sure am. Central United States, the Midwest. Nah, not interested. Not interested. Power tools are great, except they. This is a petrol, so gas. Yep. Sorry, we don't talk about politics in here. And I work on all brands. I don't really care. I'll work on Chevys, Fords. I have a Dodge daily driver. I've had Ford, Chevy, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick. It's a Chevy. Square body. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad. Tennessee's cool. I go to Tennessee quite a bit, actually. I almost went there today, and then I decided I wasn't feeling 100%, so I just took a little break from my real work. I guess depend what you're doing for restoration. You're restoring a 1950 Chevy truck. I mean, most people get the drivetrain going first. My advice is put good brakes in it, get it running and driving, put good brakes so it stops good, and make sure all the mechanical stuff is good. Yeah, I am. I'm rebuilding it. I'm thinking I'm probably going to paint it anyways. That's kind of my plan here. It's not the best time of year to be painting, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. Man, these things are freaking hard to work on. Everything's in stupid spots. I don't know. I would like to see how they would have assembled these from the factory, because some of these bolts, they must have had like specialty wrenches or something, because they put these bolts in dumb spots. I don't know why they didn't just round out some of the panels so you could actually get at the bolts and everything. Yeah, some guys did the S10 swaps. I don't really see the advantage of that, I guess. I don't know. I guess the advantage would be that you get like better steering and things like that. No, I'm just going to make it stock pretty much. My plan is to just kind of clean it up a little bit. I bought it home and I was just going to go wheeling with it or whatever and just kind of not care about it. But I just thought, well, I looked at it. The body mounts on the cab are really good. The bed is in pretty decent shape. It's got some rust, no real major dings or anything like that. So I'm thinking that probably I'm just going to fix it up, and then I would like to paint it, but we'll see. We're in the middle of winter time here, so the weather's been really good, but I'm not sure. So I might do a different style of paint job just to do some different. I don't know, just to show people what you can kind of do in a different way. I was telling everybody on the live chat last night, like I did, I've done roller paint jobs. I've done rattle can paint jobs in different ways. I've done professional guns paint jobs, like spray guns. I've done all sorts of stuff there. What's the engine? It's a 350 small block. It's the factory 350. Rowby tools work pretty good. This one's worn out, but it does the trick anyways. So what's everybody up to today? Doesn't seem like anybody's working all that hard. Am I doing all the work today or what? I'm procrastinating going and doing the inner fenders. Hello from Pakistan. Nice. That's a long ways from here. What time of day is it in Pakistan right now? That's a long ways from here. I've never been anywhere near that. All right, guys. It's freaking. Oh, yes. There's the one bolt that was fighting me last time there. Sometimes you can get in there with these ratchet wrenches. They're nice because they're quicker, but sometimes the thickness of them you can't get in. So just kind of depends on what it is. I think maybe I got the other side with the ratchet wrench. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I have lots of old cars. If you check on my channel, I just dropped a video last night. I've got a 1969 Buick Skylark that I just got running and driving and did some burnouts with and had some fun there. So it was definitely fun to work on. I've got lots of cars in my fleet right now. I'll show you guys afterwards, but I can show you right now, I guess. So 1985 Camaro, that's LS swap there. It's got a 6-liter with a cam and billet transmission, turbo 350 transmission, and stuff like that. So I got that, and then I got cars out in the yard too. I got that 1969 Buick Skylark. No, this one's a 73. If you look at you can tell the 73s and 74s right here have that style grille. And the 73s, these marker lights, I didn't actually know this. I've heard this before, but it was so long ago I forgot. But they're in 73, they're amber, and in 74, they're clear. In my garage, yep. Everything's so freaking tight on these things, man. I am working on a 1973 square body Chevy 4x4. It's a short bed too, which is cool. I don't know if I can maybe show you guys. That gives you an idea of why I'm taking it apart. You see how dented it is? Yeah, it needs I mean, the door is caved in. Actually, I never realized this fender's pretty caved in too. So it needs both doors, floors. What else? If you guys are new to my channel, make sure you guys subscribe and share me around. Help me grow the channel there. I'm on a roll here lately. I'm actually getting a lot of views on my videos and everything. So hopefully I'm the next big person out there. I'll remember everybody that was here early, that's for sure. There's a lot of guys that come back regularly here. What do you want to see? The front of it? I took the hood off of it right now because it's getting everything done to it here. Welding, yeah, but I mean, if it's just body welding and stuff, you can just get like the Harbor Freight welders and stuff for like floor pans and things. I have a really chintzy welder here that's just a flux core, but it works good for just tacking and floor pans and stuff like that. So you can kind of see how dented up it is. And then we've got this one over here. This is my junk storage here. This thing hasn't been driven in like a year, but that's what we got going on there. Yeah, well, the 73 and 74 grills wouldn't fit. They make ones that look similar though, so that's probably what it was. So just trying to accomplish something here today. Actually get something done. I was hoping to get both of these fenders and both of the doors off and then start tearing the interior out of it because it needs floor pans, and so I got to take all the carpet and all that stuff out of it. Well, it's actually rubber floors. The other thing that sucks about this particular truck is there is no AC, which you can add, but I have a collection of the square bodies. Yeah, I've had lots of them over the years. This is probably like, I'm sure I've probably had like 50 of them. I'm not even exaggerating. What about the body of the car? Is it okay to require some welding? Yeah, why not? I've done it with all sorts of things. I just did a video where I did the entire truck with Bondo. It was just super, super cheap. I just wanted to show you could do it with anything. It was a quick job, so I could have done better for sure. But you can fill dents with Bondo. You can fill rust with Bondo. You could always come back later and change it to new panels and then touch it up with the paint that you use. It's no big deal. It's not, you spray. If you change a fender that's bonded up and put a new one on there, you just fill it in and away you go. Or respray it, sorry. What engine? It is a 350 small block. It's still stock, I think. It needs a head gasket, so it runs and drives and everything like that. But there's oil getting into the antifreeze on it. So, or sorry, antifreeze getting into oil getting into the radiator, man, which is not the good way because sometimes you can torque the heads down if it's something else. But yep, turbo 350. It's 4-wheel drive though, so it's got an MP205 transfer case in it there. So that's yeah. I'm replacing most of the panels in this one. Most of the time I would just Bondo it just because I just do just quick and cheap or whatever, but this time I'm going to. So there's some rust on the bed, but it's not that bad. It's not like where they're totally gone usually on these trucks. So this one I'm going to probably try to do just a little bit of Bondo. I've actually never used fiberglass. Merry Christmas to you too. All right, guy. It's always got to be one idiot in the chat. Spammers have nothing else to do, I guess. You had a 650 Edelbrock. Mine's just a 750 Quadrajet. Just the stock carb on it. I might change the intake. I've got an Edelbrock intake for it. I'm not looking to make this one make any power or anything like that. I don't really care. It's not for that reason. I build them to different levels on my channel. So, all right, we got to start doing something else here. Where are we going to set you guys here while I do some of this other stuff. I need to start taking the battery and all that stuff out of there. Let's see if it'll be tall enough to reach over here. Oop. All right. So, can't read you from over there. Start taking some of these panels off here. All right. Yeah, fiberglass Bondo. I haven't really tried that. A lot of people say it works. I've just used the regular Bondo. I just kind of am unfamiliar with it, I guess. So, rats at your electrical stuff is the worst. If you have to start replacing electrical panels or electrical like fuse boxes and things, like my son rewired his whole square body truck there, and it was terrible to do. So let me see here. Set you guys over here. Do a little bit of gotta remove some of these bolts here. Where are you from there, Chris? I hate wiring too. It sucks. Not gonna lie. All this stuff is in like such annoying spots. I'm gonna grab the old Ryobi here. Try to get in there and get some of this stuff loose. So many wires and everything on this deal here. I gotta snap apart all these clips. This one has a huge winch built in the front of it too here, so it's like all kind of cluttered. Do I split this open or do I knock it out of the frame? I have a feeling it's gonna be in the way either way. All right, well, there's one thing out of the way. Not as easy as it seems. I'm an electronic technician. It still sucked to have to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's easier if you're replacing something that already exists when you can just replace the wires that are already there. 1981 is your favorite front end? I'm not gonna lie. I don't really like the 81 to 87 trucks because I don't really like the square front ends on them, but that's just my opinion. A lot of people prefer those actually, but I like the round headlights. The 80s with the single square headlights, they don't look too bad, but not my favorite. But they're cool. I've actually never had an 81 to 87 because I don't really care for them that much, to be honest. Pennsylvania, nice. You guys have all the titles, but all the rest. Nice. That's cool. I've never had a Willys truck. I've actually been looking for a Scout. I was talking about that last night there. I've been looking for an international Scout. One of the Scout 80s or whatever they're called there. I actually like the Scout 2s as well. They're not as popular, but they're out there at least because they haven't gained as much traction as the Scout 80s yet. But most of the Scout 80s, unless you're paying a bunch of money for them, they don't run. Nova Scotia, nice. I'm from actually Canada too. I grew up in Saskatchewan. Merry Christmas to you too. That's cool. I've actually never been to Nova Scotia. I've been as far. Thanks, man. I've been as far east as. Holy cow! See how tight these bolts are? When you can't even get them to turn with the electric ratchet, you know they're tight. Might as well just be using the regular ratchet because it feels like it's going to break. Yeah, Flatlander. Lived in Alberta for a few years before we actually came down to the US. But that was nice because we were in the mountains, so we were snowmobiling lots and stuff. I worked with lots of people from Nova Scotia when I worked at I used to work for BHP Billiton. Years ago. Let's see how much we can get down here. Nope, none. All right, what do I do with the 9/16? Take this other hood bracket off here. Just a lot of time. I see why people don't want to do the whole do body work, do wiring, do brakes, do mechanical all in like one project. I get it. I could see where people get scared off by that because it is a lot of work, but it's really just more time than work. The hardest part is to kind of remember how you put it all back together. What's up, Papa Fact? Whatever that. No, that was an interesting name. All right, let's see if I can do this without smashing my fingers for once. Hey, there we go. I'll smash my hand instead. Yeah, honestly, that's the hardest part is to remember how it all goes back together. But hey, man, if you forget a few bolts, as long as it's all together, it's all good, man. Make it a little bit lighter. I don't know if I ever put all the bolts back in everything. So yeah, if you guys are just coming in right now there, make sure you guys subscribe to my channel and help me out, help me grow there. Getting some good traction here lately. Just dropped a video last night. It's a 1969 Buick Skylark. You guys aren't at work today or what? You guys are slacking. Slacking from going to work. Man, I guess I should have sprayed some of these bolts before I took them out. If you guys are ever doing that, just remember that. Remember that you need some of these clips and things like that sometimes. Kind of wonder if maybe this truck, that's probably just because it got hit. Sometimes when you look at the fenders or whatever and they don't line up like perfectly, like with the factory. Sometimes they don't line up perfectly with the factory because they've been changed already. Like my son's truck, it was like they did a really good job of painting it and everything to match it, but it was already rusty. It was already rusty on the bottom of the fenders, and they had patched it up and repainted it or whatever. And I think at one point maybe one side had a fender or whatever. How's it going? What's everybody up to today? Nobody working or what? Half of your life in Vancouver Island. Nice. Oh, that's cool. It would be dustier in Nova Scotia, yeah. Vancouver Island's pretty humid too, though. They probably don't have the greatest vehicles, I would imagine. British Columbia is, there's most of it, and inland is pretty dry, but what car? It's a 1973 square body Chevy 4x4. Do construction? Nice. That's cool. Old car guy. If you look at my channel, it's all my whole channel is mostly old cars, a little bit of car maintenance from our daily drivers, but mostly, yep, that's all I do on my YouTube channel is like old cars. I buy them where they're pretty much getting ready to be scrapped, and then away we go. I try to save them before they get scrapped, basically, or parted out or something. I don't like the term parts car, so usually when they're like complete the basket cases is when I buy them. So that's what we get. So this one needs everything. There, I can show you guys now if you want to see how bad this thing actually is. It's not the worst. Like there's a lot of them. Like if you're from Canada, you probably know how bad a lot of these trucks get, but you can kind of see here. Let me see if I can shorten you up here a little bit. So it's got the rust around the rocker panel here, but you can see it's just a little bit so I think I can actually grind a bunch of that out and probably fill that. And then this It's got a couple scuffs into the body, but I don't think it dented. A lot of times when they go off-roading with them like that, they get caved in. And this one doesn't seem like that's the case there. So let me see if I can flip you here. So you can see again, they were rock crawling it, so it got beat up really bad. And you can see that fender is really bad. And if you look behind me, you can actually see it's a factory short bed truck. So wasn't the smartest thing to probably go off-roading and wreck, but oh yeah, you're from Sweden? Man, I get all the people from all these random countries. I got a lot of the UK people over here for some reason. I don't know, in my chats it seems like. Sweden's got rust though? I wouldn't have thought that actually. I guess you guys get snow there. I didn't realize you salt your roads like that though. That's interesting. So I have a set of doors for it already. I went to LMC Trucking just outside of Kansas City in Lenexa, Kansas there, and bought a whole stack of parts for this thing there. So you'll see that coming on my channel, but it kind of needs everything. So yeah, picked up a lot. So I had a set of doors for it already. Got some fenders, floor pans, some other stuff I can't remember now. No, it's not that bad. Actually, so the inner rockers I bought, which it's weird that the inner rockers are rusty, but the outsides aren't. This side has a little bit of a dent, but they're not rusted through on the outside, so I'm not going to mess around with them. No point in fixing something that's not a problem yet. Last time one of my cars started rusting, I bought new panels and replaced it. Yeah, that's smart. A lot of the East Coast, the guy from Nova Scotia knows this, like Eastern Canada, for example, like especially Ontario and Quebec, they're the two worst there. They just, I mean, their highways are so coated with salt in the wintertime, they're pink from the potash salt, basically, right? They use the tailings from the potash as pure potash salt, and it is crazy there. I've had two vehicles, one I bought from Quebec that had only like 45,000 miles when I bought it. And I mean, every bolt on the inside of the hood and everything like that was completely rusted. I kind of bought it sight unseen. And then the other one was a van actually years ago, and the bottom of the rockers were just gone. So the same thing. I had to just patch it in and just keep on patching it, because once it gets in places, you just can't get that salt out, right? So let's try to take some more stuff apart here, I guess, actually accomplish something here today when I'm talking to you guys, and start taking this fender off. I'm trying to work at getting both these fenders off. Man, I forget how many bolts are in all these things all the time. So there's another bolt up top here. Try to get that one out here. Man, it's a kind of an ordeal here. So let's see if we can get this. So these, like I said, these ratchet wrenches, they help a lot actually. Trying to get this stuff in here. North Carolina people don't know what to do when it snows. Yes, I have actually been to North Carolina when they get like a scuff of snow. And I agree with you. They don't. Pretty much people in the U.S. and the southern U.S. don't really know. Holy cow, man. The other side was kind of crazy tight like this too. That's not working very good. Next. Grab the small ratchet, I guess. I hate working in tight garages, by the way. I can't wait till my shop is built, because this is ultra frustrating. The faster you guys subscribe to my channel, the faster I'm going to have my shop built. Rarely rains here in Miami. Really? Huh. I'm actually heading down to Florida pretty soon. Go do a little bit of touring around, and I buy cars from there once in a while, just play around with. You guys get all the humidity rust though. Every vehicle I've ever seen in Florida is always crazy rusty. Or you get all that salt coming in from the ocean where it just like lingers. And then if you look at the top of, like, I went and looked at a square body like this up close to Orlando, and it was like the whole, I've never seen that before. The whole door frame around the top and all the way down the sides and everything was completely gone. There was like nothing left of it. Fun fact though, LMC makes the entire frame. I've never seen that even go bad, so I don't know why they sell it, but apparently you could buy it. in the south, they see a snowflake and everything shuts down for a week. Yeah, well, that's pretty much my area. I'm in the south, and when they get like a dusting of snow, they shut down literally everything here. People don't know how to drive at all. Last year, my wife got stuck in town. It was supposed to be like a 15-minute drive home, and it took her 4.5 hours. That's how bad people drive. Yeah, we don't. I don't know. I bought that 95 Camaro that I did the fly-in drive on, if you guys saw that video, from Miami, actually. We drove it back home like 1,700 miles or something like that. And then we daily drove it for another 6 months after that until the clutch finally went. But that one wasn't actually rusty, which was surprising. Holy cow, that's obnoxious. Probably easier to take the headlight out of this one. Sometimes you can get in there with like a swivel and the socket. There's a lot of hidden bolts on these. Like I said, if this one bolt wasn't in there, do you think this fender was not going to line up or be good? I don't understand. Like, they didn't need to have 67 bolts to hold one fender on. Oh yeah. Did you ever see the guy that has the 1967 Camaro? He sprays slide lube on. He drives it up in like South Dakota, and he drives it everywhere. He drives it like 20,000 miles every winter, apparently. All right, what is happening here? No, I guess it's coming out. Just slow going. What kind of oil do you guys spray on your cars there? Yeah, I know where the somewhere else is you're talking about. I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're talking about. They're not from Canada, that's for sure. And they're not from places that get snow, that's for sure either. Guess this headlight has a it's broken anyways by the looks of it. Man, you can't even get your hand in there to get this freaking bolt out. Come on now. Stupid. Who designs stupid things like this? Like I said, they must have had specialty wrenches back in the day to get these all assembled. I couldn't even imagine how long it would have taken to hand assemble these things back then with the way they are. So if you've never worked on these things before, there's 2 bolts straight in behind here, and then there's like a bolt way at the top here and another one underneath. I can't remember if I got yet or not. I think I did. Went down with the impact and the swivel there. Interesting. Oh yeah. You guys oil spray your cars often for rust protection. That's cool. Makes sense. I know there's a lot of companies now that are selling that stuff. They just take them in, put them on a hoist, and they just basically spray the undercarriage, and it lasts like a season apparently. Huh. Interesting. Does it actually work? It's my opinion is just that it's like impossible to get into every little nook and cranny that like dust from like calcium or salt or whatever we'll get into. So I don't know how I feel about it. All right, what else we got here? I guess I got to start taking some of these other bolts off. I am not a mechanic. My YouTube channel is all fixing old cars. All I buy is like old cars from like the maybe like pre-1980, most of them. Not all, but most. So I guess we'll start taking all this other stuff off here. Maybe take the battery out. They made a bunch of, I think the battery box had rusted out, so they just made their own. It looks like it's made out of galvanized or something like that. Hey, they did a good job at it though. Can't complain if it works. Oh yeah, I forgot I never even tightened up the battery cables. Okay. The worst part is trying to flush out the radiator after you get the head gasket. I forgot to mention that too. It's got a head gasket leak, so that's a whole nother thing in itself there. I have to keep checking because stupid people keep coming in and saying dumb things. Can you see the whole car? 1980 square body Chevy 4-speed, 36,000 original miles. $46,000? That sounds like a lot. We have a 65,000 mile one that we paid like $2,000 for. Not this one. That one's outside. So I got the Camaro there and the square body here. I'm gonna actually try to work here, guys. I didn't expect anybody to be on today. I figured Monday everybody would be busy or at work or doing something useful. I'm in like the Midwest Oklahoma, so United States. Not sure where you guys are all from here. A couple guys said where they're from here. Yeah, that's a good idea. Thanks, girl. Yeah, if you guys are new to the channel, help me out and subscribe to the channel and all that stuff so I can actually continue doing all this kind of fun stuff. Man. Oh, there goes my tools. So I'm almost warm enough to set the paint booth, but I think it's going to take me a lot longer than I'm anticipating to get to the point of painting this thing because I have to change the head gasket too. So it'll be a lot easier to change the head gasket once the fender's off. So it might take me a while to get this thing actually done, but deer. Okay. Where are you from? I'm trying to pronounce your name. Geller Radios. You love changing head gaskets? Oh yeah, my favorite thing ever. That's probably my most despised thing ever. Yeah, it's not bad if it was like out of the car. It's more of the access. Like these have lots of space, but I'm getting older and my back and stuff isn't as good as it used to be. So like leaning over to like take all the stuff off and everything just don't hold up like I used to. So just trying to figure out when I paint this thing, what I'm going to paint it, what color I'm going to paint it, and how I'm going to paint it. I know every time you do something that's not like factory, people get all chinned up. They want you to do like factory colors and things like that, or factory, or like do it with like professional paint guns or all that stuff. But that kind of just makes me want to do it in a different way. Show you guys there's other ways to do it. I will say though, I bought like new parts for this thing, so I do want to do it as nice as possible. So I don't want to be messing around too much, but we'll kind of see how it goes here anyways, I guess. Uh-oh. See how it goes. Hopefully I can remember where all these bolts came from. There's a lot of bolts for this one. I don't want to have to take off this battery tray because it looked like they kind of hokeyed it in here. I don't know if I can get at the bottom ones without doing that. Maybe. Let me try them first. What's everybody up to today? Yeah. We always have one of the smartest guys in the world in the chat all the time. Everybody off work today or what? Or some of you guys are younger, not in school today or what? So you see a couple of you guys were in here last night. What did you say there? Nothing overhead cam. I agree. Overhead cam stuff sucks. Yeah, I know. Usually my wife's doing the stuff. Sometimes I'll give people like one chance, and if they start acting stupid, then I'll delete it. Where'd you say you're from again? The Gorilla Radios guy. Where are you at? I forget where you said you're from. So many people telling me I can't remember them all. I know one guy was from Nova Scotia. I saw that guy earlier. Another guy. Oh yeah, Sweden. Crazy. What time of day is it in Sweden right now? Ah, yes. You guys got snow in Pennsylvania right now, huh? I usually go up there for random stuff like picking up vehicles and things like that, but I have been avoiding it because it's cold and snowy. Nice. Nothing's ever easy when you're working on old cars. Taking one bolt out takes you 10 minutes or an hour, depending on how bad it goes. Half of the bolts on the other side broke. All right. As you can see, I procrastinate the things that I don't want to do. This inner fender is kind of rusty too. I was going to change this side, but I wasn't really wanting to spend any more money. I had like 8 hours. Yeah, it's 1:30 here. So you're saying it's 20:28 time-wise? What's with the military timer? Why are you using military time? Yeah, that's too cold for me. Usually in the winter, we kind of escape a little bit. I can math out how to do it. I know how to math out the 24-hour clock, but yeah, I got you. I was just more wondering why you said that. Usually military people are the ones that'll kind of say that, so. All right. There's two more. Some ones that I'm trying to avoid doing. I really need to get under the truck for this probably. Oh, man. Oh. Huh. I think I'm going to have to do that from the bottom. What else we got? I guess take these ones out. If things are close to your knuckles, put an extension on, then you don't have to smash your knuckles to do it. Ideal situation. I just took my son's Camaro in to get a head gasket checked out last night, so we'll kind of see how it goes, but hopefully it's not the head gasket. That would be ideal. Lost my ratchet, guys. Oh, there we go. Used when you got like old vehicles with the big front. No, that's my YouTube channel. That's all I do is fix up old cars, older vehicles. Not just cars, obviously, but I'm army damaged. Nice. All right. Come on. One more for the battery tray here, and hopefully it doesn't all fall apart. Preferably. There we go. Oh yeah, that's cool. I like some of the military vehicles. It's kind of cool, actually. I don't know enough about them to really know what I would do with one. And the problem for me is usually I fix these and then I sell them because, of course, doing YouTube and fixing them, you can't keep them all. At one point, I had like 13 vehicles here, like last year. It was just getting to be out of hand here, so I sold. I don't know. I think we're down to maybe 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I was lying. We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I guess we have 8 vehicles still. Too much. Too many vehicles. Let me see if I can get on this with this one. Save me some aggravation having to crawl underneath there. No, probably not. That's the biggest downfall to these Ryobi ones is I wish they would have mounted the battery like up and down so that it was like slimmer, because what happens is if you're against something, oh, there comes the UPS guy. If you're against something, this is hitting first, so you end up like this, which is kind of annoying. But what's up, entertainment? Nice, that's cool. Yeah, you guys have all like kind of the different types of brands over there than I have over here. Yeah, there's a few Jeeps I'd like to own actually. I don't know. I was trying to kind of, when I bought this truck, I was thinking the 4-wheel drive guys would kind of enjoy it, but I don't know. Not sure. Didn't really. I didn't go full on. I just went around my yard and stuff with it, so maybe that's why. But also takes a bit to like break into a market. Like if you're trying to get like a certain market like that, sometimes it can kind of get a little bit tedious. All right, next, I guess I'll start taking off all these inner fender bolts, which is always fun. Volvo V70 wagon. I don't know anything about the Volvo vehicles, honestly. I really have no idea. There's a couple of the cars that I've seen that are like turbo. Somebody was asking me about them last night, and I'll be totally honest with you guys. I'm just not really a 4-door guy, and most of the Volvos are 4 doors. But I wouldn't be opposed to trying one just for the heck of it. Why not? But I'm just not really a 4-door guy. Can't get with it. Not really super interested. All right, see if we can rattle out the rest of these bolts here. 5-cylinder turbo. Yeah, that's what I thought. Most of them they're like 240 horse or something, right? I think I know what that one actually is, but I don't mind them. But all right, let's start losing bolts from the inner fenders here. If these actually all come out without breaking, that'd be a miracle. Ooh, do you hear that? Nice. That's enough. Okay, just guessing that one's not coming out. They start spinning on those. They have those stupid clips on them that hold them in, and they start spinning on them. No, your messages are not invisible, but if you come in here to talk about stupid things, we're going to either ignore you or block you. So your call if you want to talk about things that aren't. We're here to talk about cars or not depressing life stuff. Yeah, I know it is a short box, and it doesn't really have that much rust, so that's why I'm trying to save it. It does have rust though. The floor pans are gone on the outsides, about half of them. Oh, another one. I don't understand how it's spinning. There's nothing. The other side broke half of them. This side's only half of them coming out. Oh, there we go. Maybe. She's out Christmas shopping today. But it needs doors and fenders and floors and head gasket and all the things here. So we'll see how it ends up being, I guess. It's a 73 Chevy. I guess it's a, pull it back there a little bit, square body truck there. So it's a C1500. Well, it's a C10 actually. Yeah, it's all stock. Nothing done to it. It's not actually, surprisingly, for being that they had it as a wheeling truck, it's not even lifted, which I might have actually done wheels. I might have actually done wheels and tires to it if it had been lifted already, but it's got like, what is it, 245 85s I think on it. Yeah. So not too bad, but all right, what else we got here? Man, always something here. It's always got to be one. No, probably not. My YouTube channel is just like a budget channel, so this is probably going to be more than I typically would spend on a vehicle, putting a bunch of new body panels and stuff on it, because I think it's worth it being a short bed. These are kind of honestly in nice shape. These are, these can go $25,000, right? So it's not going to be a showroom truck because I'm just building it in my garage, but it could probably be a $10,000 truck the way I'm building it here. So kind of put it in perspective, it's worth putting a little bit of time into. And being a factory short bed truck, I think it deserves a little bit of love there anyway. So you see how long this stuff takes though? This is like I said, why people get just kind of turned off of doing them, because look how long this took you. I've already been on here for an hour and I haven't even got all the bolts of this fender out yet. I'm talking to you guys a little bit, but I can already see I'm going to have problems because they're not all coming out. They're spinning. Yeah, well, if they're factory short beds, if they're cut short beds, it hurts the value quite a bit. Everybody's building cut short beds now, so it's killed the value. Yeah, people are getting sick of them. Honestly, I don't even really care for short beds anymore because so many people are cutting them and turning them into short beds. It's as bad as the Carolina squat fad. There's another one that won't come out. Crap. That's lame. It's always one that has to ruin my day. Wow. I'll keep it stock, yep. I modify a lot of things, but I don't mind putting wheels. The problem is this one has locking hubs, so if you can see this or not, but it has locking hubs, and there's kind of some tricks with getting wheels for the locking hub ones. Like, honestly, to get the proper wheels for this thing, you'd probably have to spend just for the wheels probably $1,000, unless you just want to get some old school kind of, square body wheels. There is some factory square body wheels or whatever, but what's up, Rad? Yeah, like I said, I don't mind them. Actually, these wheels are like brand new pretty much. They look decent, actually. If they weren't white, I would like them better probably. I could paint them, I suppose, or change up that, but I don't mind them. They wouldn't be like if I was going to go out and buy them what I would buy, but I don't mind how they look. Can't really complain for the money. I only paid $1,600 for this truck, so but it's going to be a lot of time and work into getting it all a lot better than it is. But that's part of the fun of building these things. Yeah, exactly. So it's got the locking hubs for the 4-wheel drive up here. So then the holes are bigger, because if it was just a 6-bolt wheel, you could put the newer Chevy wheels on it that are 6-bolt. But because if it was without that hub, the holes would be smaller, right? So on the new trucks, they don't have that. So the center holes are tiny on them compared to these. So I've heard of people like getting them machined out, but that would be you'd have to buy the wheels, take it to a machine shop, get them, basically CNC'd so they're perfectly square to that hole. So I think that would just be kind of an ordeal there. Wagon wheels. Yep. That's right. You don't really actually see these wheels around too often anymore. It's funny because this used to be like the ones I know in Canada, if the guy from Canada is still here, he'll probably laugh, but we used to go to the Canadian Tire in Canada, and these were like the aftermarket wheels you'd get because there wasn't a whole lot of options, 20 years ago kind of thing. No, there's not a lot of 73 short wheelbases either. I agree with you. If it was a two-wheel drive, I would actually build it into a step-side truck, and I'd probably keep it. But being that it's a four-wheel drive, I'll just leave it as a regular fleet side or whatever they call it there, and it's good enough. Good enough for what I need it for. Probably have to touch up the inner fender on this one a little bit. I might just take the plasma cutter and just cut along here just to clean it up and straighten that out, because it's got, I don't know if you guys can see that or not, but there's some rust at the bottom of that inner fender, but the rest of it's not too bad, so I don't really want to mess around with it. It's got rock guard on it too, which is kind of interesting, but the frame is really good on it. The cab body mounts are good on it. The bed body mounts are good on it, so all that's good. Yeah, I never really tried the hubs on this thing, but it's going to be snow here pretty soon, and this thing's got some super aggressive studded tires on it there. Somebody was arguing with me in my other chat about four-wheel drive vehicles for the winter, and he's like, oh, you can't put studded tires on one side and not the other. Well, he's arguing about a minivan though, so not really a fair argument. Yeah, probably. I think we're gonna come back tonight. I didn't honestly think anybody would be on today. I thought I'll just throw it on for a little. I figured I'd come on for 10 minutes or something like that. I didn't think anybody would be here during the day, so I was just gonna come on and see what everybody's up to or whatever before I actually started recording for my channel here again, because I'm making a video on this thing right now. But I figured I'd dip in. I was hoping by tonight I'd have the whole front clip off and the doors off, but we'll see how it goes here. I could see every step of the way it's fighting me. All it takes is one bolt that's not coming out like these ones, and I'm already seeing 3 of them just on this side. Oh yeah, that's cool. I used to do a lot of that. That used to be my fun money when I was younger. I'd buy a quad, fix it up, and I'd ride it after I fixed it, I'd ride it while it was for sale, and then once I sold it, I'd make money on it. And all right, Chris, well, good chatting, man. Thanks for stopping in. I might swing by tonight there again, and we'll see. Probably like 6, probably like 7 o'clock, something like that. 7 o'clock Central Time, something like that. See how it goes here or whatever. But keep playing around here. I don't want to cut you guys off until I have to until I have to actually leave here. But see what we got going on with the inside of the doors here. It's been a while since I've taken these things apart too, to see if I can get. I don't have a whole lot of room to even open the doors here to take them apart. I might have to move the truck around a couple times to get at everything. Yeah, I could probably get this door off without having to. Thanks, Peter. Let's go see the other side and see what we're dealing with here. If I can get one side of these doors off, maybe I can start getting those fenders off a little bit easier. If the fenders weren't beat on this thing, I'd probably figure, I think you can change the doors by just removing the bolts and bolting the new ones in. I know there's one bolt that's like hard to get out. I just forget though. Yeah, Merry Christmas to you, Timothy. Thanks for stopping in, man. Use crayons to see if the bolts come out. Interesting. I must go to work tomorrow. It's a 73. Yep. Yep. So let's go see what we got going on here. If I can open this door enough. Maybe. Maybe not. Move some stuff out of the way here. This is the small garage problems I have. I want to see if I can open this door enough to get these bolts out. As you can see, here's more square body parts. Might as well put them on the truck. It was a good thing I went to LMC Trucks because the ones that they would have sent me probably would have been dinged. So yeah, I can actually take the door off without taking the fender off because I have to take that bolt out of that inner fender there anyway. So I think I'm going to try to take the fender off here. Or take the door off. Rust for some reason. No, not really. Not, I mean, it's got a little bit, but nowhere near as much as a lot of them. So this is what I was kind of talking about earlier. I can kind of show you guys here. Sorry, it's hard to see. So I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but kind of gives you an idea what I'm dealing with here. So needs that. The inner on this side isn't too bad. I bought both sides just in case, so I can use some of it for patch metal, but I had a 73 Laguna. I actually been looking for one of those cars just because they're kind of neat. No, they sure don't make trucks like they used to, that's for sure. You're not going to see trucks from 2025 around in 50 years. Either the electronics are going to just crap out on them or whatever, so I think it's one of those things where it's going to be a problem. Well, I'm procrastinating the next steps I have to do here. Oh, there we go. What am I missing on this side? Oh, probably the one bolt there. That's like where the door is, I suppose. Guys, try to... What am I missing here, guys? Oh, I see. Yes, that is the one bolt. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, it's definitely worth saving. I had one with a 400, a big cam. Yeah. Fast by today's standards is a lot different than what it used to be, that's for sure. Cars that come so fast from the factory now, that's crazy. All right, well, I guess. Well, guys, I think I'm going to dip out here. I've got to get some work done and start recording some more for my channel here. Thanks, man. You guys have a good Christmas if I don't see you there, but I'll probably be back tonight there with my wife. Maybe we'll see if she's busy or not. But either way, I'll probably come back tonight and just do a little bit of a live here and an update, and hopefully I can get some of this truck apart here by the time I come back there. So, all right, guys. Well, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet and you guys are just coming in now, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and catch you guys on the next one. Check out my video from yesterday there. I did a 69 Buick Skylark there. Got it running and driving and all that stuff there. So I'll be probably working more on that one eventually, but January is our colder month there, so we'll see how much I get accomplished during January there. But anyway, so hopefully make some progress on this thing. All right, guys, catch you next time.